Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another lesson. We are going to have a lot of oral practices today. Thank you. Okay, let's open your student book. The lesson number 6. And underline what I'm going to repeat 2 times. Lesson 6, Conversation 1. What do you do? I am a mechanic. A mechanic. And what do you do? I am a nurse. A nurse. Where do you work? In a hospital. A hospital. How about you? I work in a garage. A garage. Do you like your job? Yes, I do. Do you? Oh yes, I like my job very much. Conversation 2. What does your wife do, Mr. Black? Mary's a saleswoman. Where does she work? She works in a department store. A department store. Does she like her job? Yes, she does. She loves her job. How about your husband, Mrs. Gold? What does he do? He's a bank clerk. A bank clerk. Does he like his job? No, he doesn't. I take it he doesn't like the bank. The bank. No, Mr. Black. He just doesn't like to work here. Change the professions and the place of work. For example, I'm a bus driver. I'm a police officer. I work in a police station, etc. Thank you. Okay, here it is, the oral practice number 2, page number 32, and page number 33. Listen to me and underline what I am going to repeat 2 times. Are you a porter? A porter. Yes, I am. Where do you work? I work in a hotel. A hotel. Do you like your job? No, I don't. Mini conversation 2. I take it you are a nurse. A nurse. No, I'm not. Miss White is. Oh, excuse me. Where do you work? I work in a hospital. In a hospital. I'm a doctor. A doctor. Mini conversation 3. Is your husband a salesman? Yes, he is. A salesman. Where does he work? He works in a department store. A department store. Downtown. Does he like his job? Oh, yes, very much. James just loves his job. Mini conversation 4. Is Mrs. Blake a housewife? A housewife. No, she isn't. She's a teacher. Does she like her job? No, she doesn't. She hates her job. Thank you. Okay, let's open the student book, lesson number 7, and let's practice the occupations, the places of work, and the vocabulary in general. Underline what I am going to repeat 2 times. Conversation 1. What do Mr. Cash and Mrs. Rich do? Here you can use Mr. Arbustini and Mr. Araya, Mrs. Araya and Mr. Cortez. They're business people, business people. I take it they work downtown, downtown. No, their office is near their homes. How nice. Conversation 2. What do you do? We're waitresses. Waitresses. Where do you work? We work at the restaurant near the post office. Restaurant, a post office, post office. Do you like your jobs? This one, no. Yes, we do, but we hate interviewers. Conversation 3. Juliet, are your parents at home? No, they aren't. They're at the office. How about your sisters? They're at school. Oh, great. And is your brother at work? No, he isn't. He's at home. For example, what do Mr. Wayman and Mrs. Buckley do? They're mechanics. I take it they work in the garage. No, their office is near their homes. How nice. What do you do? We're teachers. Where do you work? We work at the school near the bank. Do you like your jobs? Yes, we do, but we hate interviewers. Juliet, are your parents at home? No, they aren't. They're at the stadium. How about your sisters? They're at the drugstore. Oh, great. And is your brother at work? No, he isn't. He's at home. Thank you. Page number 41, lesson number 7. Get ready, the highliner. Mini conversation 1. What do you do? We're teachers. What do your children do? They're students. Are you their teachers? Yes, we are. For example, what do you do? We're cooks. What do your children do? They're soccer players. Are you their teachers? Yes, we are. Mini conversation 2. Are you actors? Yes, we are. Are you actors too? No, we aren't. We're soccer players. Mini conversation 3. Where are the students? They're at the stadium. Do they like school? Yes, but they don't like to study. Mini conversation 4. Is your house near the bank? No, it isn't. Our house is near the factory. Thank you so much. New words. John Fix is a doctor. He's a doctor. Dr. Fix works in a hospital. Miss Melody is a singer. She's a singer. She works in a nightclub. Mr. Carey is a porter. He's a porter. He works in a hotel. Mrs. Short is a secretary. She's a secretary. She works in an office. Mr. Penn is a teacher. He works in a school. Miss Reed is a student. She works at school. Mr. Flap is a pilot. He's a pilot. He flies a plane. Mr. Lear is an actor. His wife wants to be an actress. He works in a theater. She wants to work in a theater too. Mrs. Gum is a police officer. She works in a police station. Her husband is a police officer too. He drives a police car. Mrs. Black is a saleswoman. Her husband is a salesman. She works in a department store. He works in a department store too. Mr. Ford is a mechanic. He's a mechanic. He works in a garage. Miss White is a nurse. She works in a hospital. Mrs. Broom is a housewife. She works at home. Miss Butterfly is a flight attendant. She works on a plane. Mr. Stamp is a mailman. He works in the post office. Mr. Gold is a bank clerk. He works in a bank. Mr. Lorry is a bus driver. He drives a bus. Thank you very much. Okay, page number 41. Let's go on reading. New words. Mr. Catch is a businessman. Mrs. Rich is a businesswoman. They're business people. They're of the office. Dr. Pig is a dentist. Dr. Poole is a dentist. They're dentists. They're of the office. Mr. Pops is a cook. Miss Fry is a cook. They're cooks. They're of the restaurant. Jack Kick is a soccer player. His brother is too. They're soccer players. They're of the stadium. Paul is a child. He and his sister are children. Mr. and Mrs. Spray are their parents. They're at home. They're not at work. Miss Woods is an architect. Mr. Stone is an architect. They're architects. They're of the office. Miss Bolt is an engineer. Mr. Spanner is an engineer. They're engineers. They're of the factory. Mr. Butler is a waiter. Mrs. Glass is a waitress. They're waiters. They're of the restaurant. Mr. Rex is a pharmacist. Mrs. Mix is a pharmacist. They're pharmacists. They're of the drug store. Thank you very much. Reading, page number 38. Jack Hope is a bus driver. He drives a bus and likes his job. Mrs. Hope is a housewife. She works at home, but she wants a job very much. She wants to be a secretary. She and her husband want a house, but they need money. Jill, the Hope's daughter, is a nurse. She works in a hospital and she loves her job. She wants to be a doctor. John, Mr. and Mrs. Hope's son, works in a bank. He's a clerk. He doesn't like his job. He wants to be an actor and to travel. Thank you. Tell me, ready? Well, okay. Exercises. Page number 36, lesson 6. Excuse me my Spanish. Para hacer este ejercicio, van a buscar el nombre y van a buscar la profesión en el ejercicio que acabamos de leer, y entonces es así. Underline A, use cue book chart number 6, underline Mr. Ford, and underline he's a mechanic, and use the cue book chart number 6. For example, John Fix is a doctor. Miss Melody, a singer. For example, what does Miss White do? The number 12 is she's a nurse. Any more? Thank you. 4. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, mark the letter B, underline, use cue book chart number 4, chart number 4. And underline John Fix, he, a hospital. For example, Mrs. Gum. Mrs. Gum is a police officer. So, Is Mrs. Gam a police officer? Yes, she is, because right here is Mrs. Yes, she is. Where does she work? She works in a police station. Thank you. 3. Okay. Let's open the student book, the lesson number 7. In the cue book, chart number 7. The same, no? What do you do? We're soccer players. Soccer players. What do Mr. Rex, and Mrs. Mix do? They're pharmacists. Pharmacists. Use cue book chart number 7, please. For example, here, excuse me, my Spanish. Noten que aquí tenemos que usar de dos en dos. Look, the number 2. What do you do? We're engineers. And the number 3. What do Dr. Pig and Dr. Pool do? They're dentists. Thank you. Okay, excuse me, please. Este ejercicio es quizás de los más importantes porque aquí vamos a practicar el uso de do y de das para he, she por ahorita, pero esto es prioridad. ¿Recuerdan cómo lo hicimos en la lección 4? Cuando el sujeto es como lo que está en verde, contesto con lo que está en anaranjado o naranja. Recuerden que cuando aquí está en el sujeto él o ella, debo de preguntar con do. Y para contestar, vamos al cuaderno donde está lo del verbo to be. I'm, your, his, she's, we're, your, and their. So, example, what do Ali and Dimitri do? They're actors. Y así voy sucesivamente. Look, Jane is she. Mr. Ford and Mrs. Tanaka, they, because it's plural. Mr. Blake and Mrs. Panos, 2 persons, they. Hans, he. Mr. and Mrs. Garcia, they. Miss Baker, she. Este ejercicio, como les dije, por favor, háganlo con mucho detenimiento, porque aquí hay un repaso general de toda la gramática. Thank you so much. Okay, excuse me my Spanish. Vamos a hacer el primer examen de gramática y vocabulario, porque si no se nos van a acumular. Además, es muy importante que les evalúe el progreso y el conocimiento que han adquirido hasta el momento, pero solo va a ser la lección 1 y 2. Este examen es muy parecido a los ejercicios que están en el libro de tareas en la lección 1 y 2. Por favor, si a alguien le falta recoger alguna tarea, hágalo porque esa guía les va a ayudar mucho. Durante el transcurso del día, en su momento les voy a enviar la fotografía con los temarios bien explicados. Thank you very much and have a good night. Qué pena, pero esto es muy importante. Necesito que los que tengan la plataforma Zoom me lo hagan saber por medio del WhatsApp del grupo diciéndome I have Zoom o yo tengo Zoom, porque el examen lo vamos a hacer por medio de esta plataforma. Además de que todos y todas deben de estar a las 6 en punto, ya sentados y preparados para iniciar el examen, y yo voy a estar con ustedes acompañándolos y para todas las consultas que se harán por medio del WhatsApp personal que tenemos usted y yo. Thank you so much.